Welcome back to another Watch Dogs 2 video. So first things first, if you didn't know, a lot of people have been asking about whether or not you can punch people, etc, etc, because obviously in the gameplay videos you see people pushing them, so forth and so forth, and people just wanted to know as a whole, can you punch people? Now I was watching my good friend, as always, UB Central's video about this, and yes, it has been confirmed that you can punch people. Now this is what got me making this video, right? Just want to talk about combat as a whole for Watch Dogs 2. Now, I mean, that little clip that you see of the main character punching another dude looks hella cool, right? Just like everything about that. However, bear in mind, we haven't really seen a lot of footage at this moment in time. I mean, up until the release date, there's going to be a ton of things changing and so forth, right? But combat as a whole for me is always top of the list, right? Because I don't want it to be that sort of combat aspect in Watch Dogs 2 where you go to punch someone and you feel all boxed up, if you know what I mean. Now, just to break that down into like better perspective, right? Say you're running up to someone, you're about to punch them. I don't want the player, us of course, being like having to feel, I guess you could say, not in control, because there are plenty of games that I have played, especially open world games, that when it comes to combat and you go to hurt someone, I feel like it's out of my hands once I throw the first punch and it's all kind of boxed up. You can't really move about, right? Whereas let's compare it to a game like GTA 5, you run up, you punch someone, it's all good, right? Again, other GTA games works fine, and there's just a ton of other games that do this stuff, but the type of games that when it switches into a cinematic sort of thing is a big no-go for me. I mean, I know a lot of people might like this. A good thing to compare this to, in fact, would be Mafia 2. And again, I know these are games that are in no way similar to Watch Dogs 2, besides it being an open world game, but I just thought it'd be good to compare it to these games because these are games that everyone has at least played once in their lifetime, right? So with Mafia 2, you run up to someone, you punch them, it instantly becomes one of those combo sort of things, and you're all boxed up. Like, wherever you move, your camera's being a bit weird. Like, you don't necessarily feel properly in control. Your character feels like it's been taken off you, and he's like your little puppet at that very moment in time, and it's really stiff, if you know what I mean. So with Watch Dogs 2, this is why I wanted to make this video, just to share my opinions and get your guys' thoughts as well in the comment section below. Now, there's a lot of things that I want to see with combat that I would love just besides punching. Of course, punching as a whole, you punch them, you knock them out. I don't really want that to be a one thing. I don't just want to punch someone straight away and they're knocked out. I want it to be that kind of ragdoll effect-ish, like you punch them, they drop on the floor, they get back up, you punch them again when they're on the floor. Like, can you imagine that? That combat would be taken to a whole new level. So you punch someone, they drop to the floor, you press square again, let's say for example on your PlayStation 4 control, and instantly like your main character holds them down and punches them like one more time, therefore knocking them out. I understand this will be like a little combo thing, if you will, but it still gives you that option to do that. Like, it's not one of those things once you punch them and they go down to the floor, it like constantly I guess you could say pests you by saying press square again to basically knock this character out. I don't want that, but I want to have that option, knowing that I can do that if I want to, but if I don't, at the same time, I can freely walk away. Another little thing would be, though, again, moving into that combo side, I know you guys might be thinking, but didn't I just say a few seconds ago I don't want combo? But I would like to see combo, but where it's free. So you press square, square, X. So square, square, punch, 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 X, kick on their leg, they drop down to the ground. But again, that's completely in the player's hands. It's not something that you have to do. It's not something that you will be tied down to do. Now, besides that, what I'm about to say next might be like to you guys, okay, SuperRebel, like, calm down, dude. This is not gonna happen. But I mean, you never know, right? It depends. Like, if Ubisoft were to see this video and they liked the idea and no one really thought about it at the team, I mean, hey, you know, feel free to add it, right? But a little cool feature to get rid of the cops, right, would just be to simply have the opportunity to take a random civilian hostage. Therefore, the cops, of course, because they are going to be called, as it has now been confirmed again. I just know this stuff by watching my friend UB Central's video. Definitely check that dude out. But you basically, you know, when you see someone having a fight, when they're having a fight, etc., etc., police does get involved. Of course, we've seen another thing as well. You can push them. So I'm assuming if you do that, they're either either going to come try fight you, or if you do that to them, they just simply might call the cops on you. I don't really know how that's going to work, but regardless, when the police do get involved, I think it would be a super neat feature to just simply take your nearest pedestrian hostage and put a gun to them, and of course the police will not shoot at you unless they are A, behind you, or B, you have basically just killed the person. I mean, that's just common sense, right? So these little tiny features, I guess you could say, but all falls down under combat, would be super neat, and I think it could make this a funner experience for us the players, because that is of course what Ubisoft are focusing on a lot more now, us the players and how we feel about our characters. So combat is definitely gonna be on the top of the list, because it just seems like one of those type of games, right, that you just want to run around and punch people, right? So let's make that cool. I mean, you can get to like the bloody side of things, but I don't think we're gonna be seeing too much of that. I mean, you might get the normal, obviously you shoot them, blood, etc, but that's kind of moving on to the gory side. But that was just a few ideas that I had for Watch Dogs 2 combat. Guess you could say it's moving into Sleeping Dogs combat again. I know a completely different game, but as I was mentioning to you guys before, when you punch someone, they drop down to the ground, and if you press square again, for example, then you go down, hold them down, and punch them 1, 2, 3, or just once, and it knocks them out. I got that idea from Sleeping Dogs because the combat in that game was outstanding, but it would be nice if they could take these little tips. Be sure to share this video if you like this idea, and get in the comment section below and let me know what you think of this idea as a whole, and what would you like to see in terms of combat. Would you like to even get maybe weapons like a knuckle duster? Holy shit, that would be taking things to a whole new level. That would be brutal combat right there. But let me know in the comment section below. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already for more awesome Watch Dogs 2 content and more, and I will catch you guys in the next one. But till then, I hope you have a freaking amazing day, and adios amigos.